I'm Prof. St. Leon, and this is the story. So today we'll be speaking with Justice Onyemike, who is a machine learning engineer in Nigeria. So he'll be sharing with us his experience thus far. Though before we proceed from here, if you're new to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe to our channel, support our community, drop a comment and a like for us. Thank you. So Justice Onyemike, you are welcome to the story.
Thank you very much.
Basically, let's start this way. You studied electrical electronic engineering in University of Benin, and then when you were in year three, you joined a team that were tasked, or perhaps were supposed to build a project, a 2K project. So, how was the project, and what were you guys supposed to achieve with that project?
Once again, thank you very much for inviting me to your show. It's quite a pleasure catching up with you and everything. It's really nice. So for those that don't know me, let me just give a brief introduction about myself. A mid-level machine learning engineer with over 5 years experience in developing and deploying machine learning applications. So I've worked extensively with tools like Docker for containerization, Fast API for creating robot scalable APIs, and AWS for cloud deployment. So my focus has been on building end-to-end machine learning pipelines that ensure seamless integration between data, model, and applications. So back to just like a very short introduction about myself. I am currently work with one of the leading telecoms company in Nigeria. The journey has been really interesting. I think my journey not just started from University of Benin when I joined the Shell Marathon project I just talked about the Echo 2K that we built. I think it started way back from 2007 where when I finished my basic education. Yeah. So then I had these. I think at that point I was kind of a kind of an explorer. I wanted to know. I wanted to understand my environment, and I wanted to understand myself. I wanted to know my flair, what my motivation is. So I started observing, and I wanted to learn a skill before entering into the university. That was my dream. So, but then I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do. So I started like scouting and asking questions. Ask my parents, ask my friends, and my brothers and senior men, and senior men above me. Yeah. So I asked, yeah, a lot of people. I consulted, and at the end of the day, something just told me that I was like in between two opinion. Like, okay, should I go and study computer? Like, how to then what was like the thing then was computer operation or know how to operate computer literate, yeah. So, but then that stuff was really saturated. Everybody was doing computer. I like being different. You know, start from the one. I like being different. So everybody was going for computer operation, computer operation. I said, I don't think I want to do what everybody's doing. I want to do something different. So one day, I think when I was just walking along the street, I saw an average, let me in his mid 40s, man, fixing television. Yeah, this television stuff. So, and I talked to myself. I think I would like to know more about this particular craft. So I went home and I told my mom, I think I know what I want to do. I want to go and
I
learn how
just
to.
remember something now. I'm sorry. I just remember something that when
Yeah.
my television got bad in the university, you were the one that fixed it for me. I
Yeah,
just
not yet.
remember that. Yes, right on, man.
So,
Right,
so,
right on.
I told my mom, I think I know what I want to do now. I want to go and learn how to invent it because nobody was doing that. So I said, I think I let me give it a try. And then the kind of person I am, I like doing something and doing it in depth. I like if I'm doing anything, I have to get to the end to end. I don't like doing shadow stuff. But when I started learning, I discovered that the normal traditional way that they normally learn this kind of stuff You just go and be looking at your boss or you looking at the guy what he's doing. If he as he's doing or you be looking at. So the first that I when the first came, I engaged my boss, the guy that was the orgasm to do it. I had it. I tried to engage him, and it wasn't a trip to Lagos. Then it was in Delta State, and I took a trip to Lagos. I just took like a week off from work. The other time I gave him one excuse that I would have not feeling fine or something. Guess what I wanted to do in Lagos? I went to look for books.
To look for
Books.
what?
I went to look for books. Books on how to repair television. And I bought three books. I cannot not forget those books. I bought Principle of Electronics, The Act of Electronics, and The Principle of Television. These three books. And when I got home, I went to, after like 1 week, came back and I went to my shop. He asked me what happened. And I told him what I just find, I think I forgotten the lie I gave to him. And he was angry and he told me to go home for 1 more week as punishment. I was happy. He didn't know why I was happy because he gave me time to read what I bought. So I went back home and believe me, I downloaded those three books within the space of 1 month. The first 1 week of that 1 week punishment that he gave to me, I finished it. The Principle of Electronics. I finished that book end to end. But before I entered university. So these things, so at the end of the day, I understood everything. Like when he was doing what he was doing, I just know what he's doing. Like I was just like, this guy is think he's like trying to play smart on me, trying to hide some kind of tricks. I know everything already. How electrons flow from end to end. In short, once they bring a fault to our shop, there, I already know default. Now, to tell you the what's it called, the result of that my exploration. My dad then was working as an operator in government house, then like a skilled generator operator in government house, and then he was close to the man that normally was in charge of the fixing of televisions in the entire government house in Asaba. He was my very close, it's one of my dad's very close, my dad's boss, and my dad, the guy likes my dad very well. So my dad was like telling him that my son is learning all these things, so he knows how to do it. So he now told my dad to invite me to government house for test. So I came and that was the end of the story. And he gave me a test. I repaired the television that was bad at that time, about close to like 30 different televisions in government house. And that was how I started making money at that my age. So that actually boosted my ginger for electronics, for engineering. And I told my dad, I'm going to university and I'm going to study electronics engineering. Nothing more, nothing less. And this was the time when Uniben was fond of, if you apply for medicine, to
Yeah,
give you a Greek.
I
If you
know.
apply for, they give you optometry, or give you get.
I
But
know.
I told myself that, you see this course, anything that it takes for me to get this course, I will get it. And I prepared very hard. And I got into, so I entered school prepared. Most of my colleagues did not know my background experience I had coming to school. You get. So prior to that 300 level, that 2K project I participated, there was a time that there was a particular incident that happened. So this incident preceded that incident of the how I found myself as a 2K what's it called, Share Marathon member. So there was a time at 100 level that there was this assignment that we had a time that we do one of our lecturer after teaching us decided to share the class into different groups, and each group was to design a phone charger, yeah, like a 12 volts charger system. Luckily for me, I have the theory and the practical knowledge of those stuff. I was among I think my course rep then, we were in the same group, and I told him, I can do this thing. I think my full team, nobody had the idea of what was going on. And I told him I can do this. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. So I think we gathered the guys, took some money from, they contributed. And so I went to market there in Benin there, and I got some equipment, so the components, and I designed this stuff. Yeah. And I think I designed for like two or three groups again. And so that was how my team members got to know that this guy knows this thing too. So during that time, two lecturers walked into our class. I was looking for a guy that was the two guys to represent the University of Benin in the shared marathon project. So they have to be very sound in their academic performance as well as practical knowledge. Immediately, this lecturer, I can't remember his name, a very popular lecturer. I don't know if you can, I don't know, I don't know, I can't remember the name again. But then immediately he made that pronouncement in our class. Then all my classmates started shouting my name. They started calling me Justice. Started calling me. Yeah, because only those that was in my team that when I designed that particular stuff, and that was how I joined that project without an interview. The other person that joined us had to go through, I think there are like five different people that actually indicated interest and they went for interview and they finally collected one person to join me. But I didn't pass through any interview for that. So that's how I was part of that shared marathon. It was really one of the best things that happens to me in school. Yeah, because I gained a lot, yeah, both technically, because I had to learn new things that I never knew before, like how to make a printed circuit board, how to use some softwares. In short, funny enough, my first job that I got after doing my NYC was the skill I got from that 2K, which is AutoCAD. How to use AutoCAD to design stuff. So I learned how to use AutoCAD to design stuff when I was with that project. Learned a lot about electronics design, circuit design from scratch, from design to implementation. We built one of the most robust system that I know of at that time, to the best of our knowledge, the full engine system, the full control system of the 2K vehicle that does automatic wiper. So we have our automatic wiper system. We had automatic gas selection system. We had there's so cool stuff that we had on that car. Like it was really cool. We were really proud of ourselves. And I think that was my journey for when I got as in the share marathon marathon journey. So that project we were able to finish the car and uh, we were able to use the car to represent the University of represent Nigeria in two countries, in Netherlands and in South Africa. So we traveled with my team, traveled to Netherlands, and we performed very well. I think we won two awards, technical best technical award and safety award. Then we went to South Africa and we also performed as well. So it was really a super project. I think looking back, something I smile whenever I think about the journey so far. So that.
That's really fantastic. What an inspiring story, I must really say. Now, the lesson right now, or the take home, is that it's always nice to be very prepared, especially for those persons
Yeah.
who aspire to aspire their study in a university, study engineering, and the likes. It's always nice you have this hands-on experience on some of these things. And that one was really what really redefined the whole thing for you. Fantastic
Yeah.
experience, I must say. Now back to that 2K project. Now you guys visited the Netherlands and an experience you came back and shared that was fantastic. And I think South Africa as well. There was supposed to be a scholarship attached to that particular project. What happened to that scholarship?
Yeah, so actually, it wasn't really a scholarship per se. Yeah, it was more like an initiative from Shell. So it was supposed to be a continuous process, but obviously, the Nigerian factor project. To the best of my knowledge, I think it's continued because the professor that was in charge of that project, which is Professor Aki Ibadode, the professor I hold to a very high esteem. It's someone that is like he's a leader, and he was the person that started that project in Uniben. Immediately he left. I think he was uh, invited to be VC of Federal University of Petroleum and Foreign Footprint. So that project didn't survive again in University of Benin, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah. So, but I think it was revived again in Footprint where they included some students again that to go through that same process. But for the Niniman chapter, I think after our set, like you said, after us, the project I don't know, like computer did not really move forward to the best of my knowledge. Yeah. So after we graduated, we had to move on because we had a lot of expectations that was not met due to some Nigerian factors. So I don't really have full what's it called knowledge why it was like that. But most of us actually moved on and then pursued our individual careers. But overall, I would say I'm really grateful for that project because it's one of the things that actually shaped my life. If you ask me, I think I gained 100% what that project was supposed to do is enable you to develop your technical ability, your technical skill, as well as giving you that first lift that is needed for you to be able to thrive in the labor market. So that's it.
That's a nice one. Thank you so much, man. So after that, you branched into becoming a mechanical engineer. You went to set up an automobile repairing of cars and the likes. Now, what inspired that? What inspired that?
Okay.
Because when you were with the 2K, you were functioning as an electronic engineer, right?
Yeah.
Now, after your university and NYC, now you moved into mechanical. So, what inspired that transition?
Okay, so first of all, it wasn't really like a mechanical part that I ventured into. So it was automotive electrician, let me put it that way, or you can call them auto mechanics. I think it still came from that initial stuff I still do initially. Yeah, I have this flair to be different. I look at so first of all, I really want to like look for a sector where I can be able to set up myself in the sense that like being an entrepreneur, yeah. And I want to be able to actually set up this particular venture in the sector that I have flair for, yeah, which had to do with electrical, electronics stuff, yeah. And by chance, I was fortunate to be among that worked on an innovative vehicle. So I was introduced to the world of cars during that Shell Mountain project. So because of those combinations, I felt that I had that flair to like I was curious to like go into this particular sector to see if I can be able to set up myself from this sector. So what do I mean? So immediately after my what's it called university stuff, I ventured into some various stuff. But the first sector I ventured into was telecoms. Yeah, so I was, although not, I wasn't like an electrical engineer then in the telecom sector. I was more like an AutoCAD engineer, where I used that skill I learned from one of the skills I picked in my marathon period. So I was working as an AutoCAD engineer where I design site layouts with the do this master and everything. Yeah. But I was doing that. I did that for like then during my NYC, I was serving actually that period and I got that job. And I discovered that I have that skill. I do it effortlessly. But that satisfaction was not there. So I wasn't gaining any form of satisfaction in that job because it wasn't really part of what I wanted to do. Like it wasn't it's just a skill I picked up along the line as I was moving my journey to where I want to be. Yeah. So I wanted I wanted to be more involved in the technical part of the full in the electrical electronic space. So until I got that job in one telecom firm in IHS then. So I was supposed to be hands on there. So, but something happened, life happened, and I was disappointed. So I was disappointed because a job I thought I had, I lost the job. And the painful part of the story is that it wasn't my mistake. It was the mistake of the company, and I had to accept that. So it took me a long time to accept that that stuff because I haven't really. So over some time, I haven't really like felt defeated to get at like let me use that word. Like I was depressed at that point when I lost that job, that particular telecom firm due to some issues thing. Because of that, I started thinking if this thing like I started looking at the future. So if I don't have this level of security in this kind of frame that I find myself, so I think setting up something for myself would really be the way to go. So while I was so I got another job, but this time around not the hands-on electrical the hands-on this electrical stuff. It was more like the office kind of job, but still the telecoms. They call it NOC, Network Operation Center. So what we do is that we basically monitor sites that are going down and we escalate to engineers in the field. So they will like fix those sites. So that's what basically what we do. And me, as a core guy, I was so happy. My colleagues, if they happen to watch this podcast, my colleagues will tell you who my story. I believe my story is still flying around in that knock as a testimony because they know that what I try my best to do, whatever I do. I just know that this is not. I used to tell them that this is not where I know you are supposed to be. This is just like I just have to like definitely have to put food on my table. Yeah. So I have to like use this at the meantime. But at the same time, so that was the reason that was what bettered that idea for me to like explore. And I remember, okay, I had this exploration with Share Marathon at the time, and I feel okay, I can venture into this part of this sector of the car industry. So this time around, not the mechanical part of the car per se, but then the electrical system of the car. So using diagnostic tools to diagnose when we have an electrical fault in the car, using the scan to the stuff. So I did a lot of that, and I think I went to a a roadside auto shop then in Abuja when I was still in Abuja. Then I stayed some time with them and I picked up one or two things. And I said, okay, let me set up something for myself. And I actually tried that. So that was how I started that venture. Although because of some factors too beyond my control, I wasn't able to scale. I wasn't able to scale that business. Yeah, at the time I had to. So I got to a point where I had to like cut the slack because it wasn't really working for me at the time. And I had to like reevaluate my strategies and move forward. So that's it. That's story.
Okay, to me, I feel you are more of a hand person. You are more of a hand person. Hand skilled person. At what point in your life do you now choose to go into tech? Because presently you function as a machine learning engineer. So at what point in your life? Because so far you've done a whole lot with your hand, more. So at what point in your life now do you now decide to go into tech?
All right. So first of all, so just for clarity's sake, I've been into the tech field right from the Tuki era because what I actually used then, what I actually used then was so we actually wrote code to operate the electrical control system that we use. It was an embedded system controls that we use. I was an embedded system engineer then, meaning I was coding in C and C++. So I already have that coding experience. Yeah, I was already in the tech field. But this time around, it was the hardware or hardcore. We'll call it hardware programming. Yeah. So we have hardware programming, we have software programming. So I was the hardware programming at that time. So after when I was trying to scale my business, the tech business, I was having some issues.
Is it the tech or the mechanic?
So the mechanic here. So when I was trying to scale the auto mechanic business, I faced a lot of challenges, majorly financial challenges. I didn't have that financial capacity to be able to scale the business. I started at that time. I really needed to reevaluate my journey and to re-strategize. Yeah. So I had to step back. I had to step back and I had to ask myself some personal questions that helped me reevaluate my journey and realign my strategies to get to where I finally transitioned into tech. So I started asking myself some questions like I'm a business inclined person. I really want to be in the business line. Overall, by God's grace, I should be able to see myself at the end of the journey. I should see myself in the business space. Yeah. And I love the tech space as well. Yeah. And I was really concerned about how I can be able to, so what particular sector actually incorporates or if a particular sector in tech can actually help me in my business that have direct impact on my business outcome. And after much research, like I said, I did a lot of research. I wanted to I first of all, since I saw the I wanted to go back to my full-time hardware engineering, but I discovered that that was not it's not favorable in Nigeria. Nigeria does not have that structure, that infrastructure to be able to support hardware engineers. And I wanted to try because first of all, you have to try before you start thinking about business. First of all, you have to try first. Yeah, so I start thinking about okay, what sector in the tech space can really enable me function properly in a business perspective, such that I can be able to translate it into a business later on. And when I look at the software engineering space, yeah, the software engineering space is very, very lucrative. It's a very good tech space. But then it was lacking one key ingredient that I felt personally that I needed to um, have in order to be able to get to where I want to go. And that ingredient is not having direct impact on business outcome. Now, it has indirect impact on business outcome. Like it's still one of the core what's it called? One of the core what's it called? Like let's say field now, yeah, that a business had to have, yeah, for you to succeed. But then it does not have a direct impact in terms of marketing, in terms of the business outcome. Yeah.
Understand?
So then I stumbled into data science and I was wondering, okay, what is data science? And I started doing my research. So I started doing my research. As I did research more than 5 months, I was doing research on data science. And I discovered that it aligns perfectly with where I want to be. In terms of you can use data to be able to directly impact the outcome of a business. You can actually, you're not doing guesswork. With data science, you're not doing guesswork. You know exactly what you need to do in order to improve your business. Yeah. And I got this information and I said, okay, I think I'm ready to embark on this journey. As you know, this I didn't actually have any institution in mind at the time I was doing research. But as you know, Google algorithm, when you start searching for a particular thing, once you start searching for a particular thing, then things that are related to that stuff, we call it a recommender
The
engine.
recommendation,
I
yeah.
use that application currently now. Yeah, and so I understand probably how it works from a recommendation engine. Get so when you start searching a particular stuff, I discovered that I started getting some scholarships popping up, coming my way around data science and stuff. And also I pumped up, I bumped in a particular um, kind of a course. I have certificate in information in data science, information technology. So it's a school based in South Africa called it Explore AI Academy. So I bumped into them and I like so what captivated me was that they were so confident about the whole stuff that that they want you to like they are confident about the amount that you will earn when you are done with their course. Yes, so I was really like amazed, and I took there was a scholarship available at that time, and I took the exams. Luckily for me, because of my drive and everything, of course I did one or two studies, I prepared well for this stuff, and I was able to gain the scholarship to be able to participate in that particular cohort. That was 2022, 2021,
Okay, sorry.
2022
Let's have the
cohort,
name
yeah.
stand out in case some persons want to perhaps go and research about the name and try out something. What's the name? Explore AI, right?
So, so Explore AI Academy. So I
Okay,
don't currently
okay.
know if they actually extend their offers to Nigerians again. I don't really know. But the last
Explore
time,
AI Academy. All right.
we just guys can just explore and find them. So, so
Okay.
that was how I got my. So that was how I decided to pivot into data science. It has been really amazing since I became a data scientist. And I can see what my expectations and the reality even surpassed my expectations actually in this field because you can see directly how your models that you build impact the business based on data that you get from customers. So it actually shows you how to be a marketer without being a marketer. Like you know exactly who to target and why you are targeting them to get based on the particular product, the particular offer you're trying to offer a customer, stuff like that. Take for
All
instance
right.
this recommender
Let's okay.
system.
Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead
no,
with
no,
the
continue.
recommendation system.
Okay, so like take
No, no.
for instance this
I want us to
recommender.
take some.
Okay, continue. Sorry for continuing.
I wanted to take some step back a little. Let's talk about the
Okay.
academy. Now, how challenging was the academy? How was that boot camp?
Yeah, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's 9. It's actually challenging. It's challenging to the point that I had to drop my job. I had to drop my job I was doing at the time, and it cost I know I'm laughing. So
Maybe
it cost.
I have an idea too. Go ahead.
I had to drop my job at the time so I had to focus uh, on some to focus on the academy at the time. I had because one about me when I set my mind on something, it's only God that can change it. It's only God. If I say I want to do this thing, except it's I must try it. You understand? And if I feel fine, I accept my loss and I move on. So that's me. So I don't say so that I'm a risk taker, and it has been part of my nature. I discovered this thing right from not now. You get so where people are afraid. You get I took my head and I see okay road deal you know deal okay what but at least nobody will tell me that there's road or there's no road. I
You
will
have to
know.
try.
I'm going to
You
be
have to
have
try.
to try. Yeah, so that is what I've been pushing, and I believe that the level that I am currently now, yeah, if I hadn't taken those risks that I took, I don't think I would be where I am. And
Absolutely.
where I'm going to, I'm prepared to take on more risk. Mind you, you have to be a calculated risk. You don't just take risk anyhow.
So
Yeah,
the
you have to
risk
be a cap.
you took during your boot camp, the risk you took your boot camp, and whatsoever
Okay.
it cost you that you are saying was it a calculated risk?
Yeah, so why was it a risk, first of all? Then I was working, yeah. But then imagine when you are working, you don't have another job, just one job.
Yeah.
And you discover that you discover that there's just two options for you. Yeah, you either choose your study or choose your job. And then Sapa, there is Sapa. If I choose my studies, then Sapa will choose me. Do you get? And if I choose my job, Sapa will also choose me. So, but I decided to when I weighed the option. But then the on the other flip side, there was no promise. There was nothing like we will give you you get a job. Like there wasn't any promise that if I complete this school, I will have a job. But I just told myself, I had to tell myself that justice, as you feel this thing, they get work. So I continuously told myself it wasn't what they told us, but I told myself, and anytime I ask myself, I will tell myself that if you finish this thing, you will have a job. So that was that particular conviction I had within myself helped me to make that decision. So it was a risk because there was nothing at the other end. There was no promise at the other end that if you complete this stuff, you'll be able to get a job based on what you've studied from this stuff. But then I decided to go on the flip side because I do what I have. I already know what I have on my hand, and I know if I continue with what I have on my hand in the next 10 years, I will still be like that. There was nothing will change. Yeah, but on the flip side, something might change, something might not change, but there's a probability of something changing. The probability of something changing there is like 50%. While the probability of something not changing in the current one I have, on the job I have, keeping my job, because I have to choose one. Keeping my job, the probability of not changing is 100%. While in quitting my job and choosing the school, the probability of change is 50%, which is okay for me. And I proceeded with the 50%. At the end of the day, in short, by the time I went through the fourth course, because it was like modules by modules, yeah, different courses, I just told myself that as of I am currently, I know I'm employable. Like the skill I have already acquired then, and then in my what's it called, in the explore program, I made sure I exerted myself. I was like virtually in all the project that we did, both the capstone project that we did and on the three project plus the capstone project, I was a team leader in the three projects that we did. And I took charge. In short, at the time, because it's a program that most people were working and just like me. And most people were just believing that okay, look, whether they know what they do, whether they know what is going on, they don't know what is going on, they will have a job. For me, I wasn't even focused on the job. I was focused on the skill because I was more interested in the skill I wanted to acquire from that particular training. And I took up those projects hands on. I passed through a lot of hurdles. Imagine when you are writing code like this. Everything you're writing, yeah, everything is just failing. Nobody to ask. Your fellow team members that is supposed to be part of the project. That self never know till they go on. Doesn't even have idea of what the project is all about. Nobody to ask. So just but then I had to navigate, and there was not like ChatGPT has not even come at that time. It was not like ChatGPT to like okay, yeah, more ChatGPT deal. Nothing. You have to write your code by yourself. Yeah, so I think the only thing that was there was Stack Overflow. It helped me a lot. Yeah, at that time. As I was trying to transition from C to Python, which is like the mother language for machine learning and data science. So that's it. I am looking back today. I'm really glad that I made the decision I did. I made at that time. It's. Oh, I will talk more. Just continue.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. Yeah, it's always, there are sometimes we have an option before us, and we need to make a decision. Sometimes we regret a decision, sometimes we are happy about the decision. But one thing that always stands out at every point in time is that just try. Did you try?
Yeah,
Do you understand? So, no matter whatsoever it is, just try. Put in your best.
just
Did
try.
you
So you
try?
will, you will never know.
Yes.
You will never know the outcome. You will never
Whether
ever find out what is at the
it
other end
worked
if you don't
out,
try.
whether it worked out or it doesn't work out, just try.
Exactly. So just
Just
like
try.
what exactly, just like what I said about the auto shop I did. I had that mind to like go into this field. And I went and I gave it my shot. I gave it my best. I tried, but at the time I think I lacked the skill to be able to scale at that time. But at least when I'm looking back, I know okay, I tried, and I discovered that okay, there was a lacuna, and I had to like go back, cut my costs, sit back, ask myself some basic questions, and then realign my goals to be able to get to where I am. So the fact that I did not pass, or let me say I failed in a part, not just that one, no, there's a lot that I tried.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's a
that's it.
lot, a lot I tried that did not. There was a startup then. I also floated. I and my friends, three of my genius friends, that we started floated a startup. Yeah, and we pushed. We spent a lot of over 2 million naira. We spent a lot of money on that project. Then that 2 million was a lot of money for us
Yeah.
because we don't have.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
floated our startup, but it did not fly. But we tried.
Yeah.
We all give our best
There is
in this
always
time.
a satisfaction There's always satisfaction that comes in from trying. That's one thing
Exactly.
I've learned about life. And there's always a very strong guilt that comes in for not trying.
When you don't try, exactly,
You
because
know?
you never can tell.
Yes. Try.
Probably you would have been living a different life entirely if you have
Yes.
tried.
Just try. It
So
doesn't
it's
work.
possible.
I tried. It does work.
Nothing that
Thank
is
God
not.
I tried. I'm happy I tried.
Yeah,
So
I'm
just
happy I tried, and you move
yes.
on.
Now let's go back to the
So
boot camp again.
you just discovered a different way that it will work. Like you just discovered one way. It not flying or not going through does not mean that you failed. Just like you just discovered one part that okay, this will not work. Let me try another way, and you continue trying like that. So
What?
that's
How
it.
long? How long was this your boot camp? Was it 6 months, 1 year, eight
So
months?
it was a 1 year program, like roughly 8 months intensive training, then about it was 7 months training, and then uh, about, I think it's not 12 weeks, 11 weeks, sorry, 4, yeah, 7 weeks of training and 4 weeks of internship. So we did internship with them where we had to participate in a capstone project. Yeah, we'll have to. I think my project had to do with text summarization. How to build an application that summarizes text, just like this what we are having currently now. Yeah. So when you download this video into the application, it will convert our audio to text and to summarize everything we've done. You understand? So using I think I use transfer learning using some large language models. Then not LLM has not really come out, like was not really big thing then. Yeah, we're just using normal the transformers, yeah, the transformer uh, uh, libraries from Hugging Face and the rest. So we had to do. It was really a very fun project. At the end of the day, so everything lasted for like 11 months before we now and graduated, and they gave us the certification. So that was it.
That's fantastic. Now let's what is actually how will I put it on a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale of one to 10, how sellable is this profession in Nigeria and Africa?
So I like if on the scale of 1 to 10, data science is still on the infancy stage in Nigeria. Still very, very young. There is a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities in this field. Yeah. And based on my experience, yeah, I'm currently in the Nigerian field. Well, I'm currently in the
Market.
Nigerian sector. So the Nigerian market, yeah. So most companies have started to realize that they need data scientists and machine learning engineers. One good thing about this field is that you can work in any sector. Like every sector needs an ML engineer or a data scientist. Whether they know it now or they will know it later. Do you understand? So every sector needs it. So it's still in the infancy stage. Yeah. You understand? So um, there's a lot of opportunities, especially when you are looking to set up a business. If you are looking towards the entrepreneurial and looking into setting up a business around AI and machine learning, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of untapped opportunities in Nigeria in this particular space.
That's really fantastic. Now, how has Chat GPT impacted, affected that negatively or positively
So
to the
okay,
young generation tech bro and texas?
yeah, so in my own opinion, I'm going to give my own opinion. Chat GPT is so I would say it depends on how you decide to use Chat GPT. It can make or mar a developer, especially in the infancy stage. So it depends on how you decide to use it. You can decide to use it to help you to enhance your coding ability. But there's this funny way of how the brain works. Once the brain understand that there's a shorter cut to do things, it becomes lazy. becomes lazy in developing some. So whenever you are writing the code, you are not sure of your code until you place it on ChatGPT and say, please help me with this code. And most of the code that I get from ChatGPT, I still have to enhance it. And none of my code that I have written, especially SQL codes, yeah, SQL, that ChatGPT has been able to replicate for me. Most of our, because we use our database is big data, we use Presto SQL, Presto database for our, where we pull our data, yeah. And the amount of queries we write, the SQL queries that we write is massive, and data wrangling that we do is crazy. If I copy my code and put on ChatGPT and ask it to replicate, or maybe write just normal text, like trying to explain what I want ChatGPT to do for me, and ask ChatGPT to generate a code to help me to do a particular stuff. It is not even close to what I will write by myself. Do you get? At, at that, ChatGPT can help me. My already written code, I can use ChatGPT to enhance it, to make it, like, for example, I can write a query, and I discover that it is taking so amount of time to, because then latency becomes a very important issue when you're pulling data from database. How long will it take to pull a particular data? Let's say I'm pulling like 30 million rows, for example. I need something that is very fast, and I write a query to pull 30 million rows, and it's taking forever. I can just copy that code to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to help me optimize ticket. And ChatGPT can rewrite my code in such a way that it will help me to fetch the data faster. But then it's not affecting my core skill as a developer when it comes to writing, when it comes to these basic skills, writing basic queries. So call the long and short stage. ChatGPT is as important as it's very important in the tech space currently, because it makes your work a lot faster. You deliver projects that should take that normally take days, you can deliver in minutes or in hours, you can deliver that project. Because ChatGPT makes your work faster. It gives you like a framework, it gives you like a structure to start from, start building from. But then you cannot underestimate the power of being a natural developer, a natural coder. You should be able to write code from scratch by yourself. You understand? So whatever ChatGPT is giving to you, it can either help you to optimize your code, or you can just use ChatGPT in explaining one or two, maybe commenting your code. Okay, ChatGPT can do that for you. Okay, please help me structure it properly, make it neat. You get? So these are things that I feel. So, but for me, ChatGPT is a welcome development. I love ChatGPT very well. But if a young developer is not careful, someone that is correct, if he is not careful, he's going to be a very weak developer if he relies heavily on ChatGPT. So that's my take. Although it's my opinion, actually.
Yeah.
Who might have
That,
different
that, that
opinion
that's
about it.
that's it's been a very fantastic and a long session with you. So for everyone, if you watch down to this end, please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, for a young developer, aspiring developer, a dreamer who want to be a developer, or someone who is out there, sees it from still a distance, and or he has started or still not see the ambition to start. Now with over 5 years of experience in this field, what is your advice to this one?
Okay, so currently the tech space is full of distractions. To be very honest with you, it's full of distractions currently, because there's a lot. If you're entering the data science space, there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot to keep up with. Yeah, so my advice is to start little and practice. Pick what I call it unit. I can call it unit in the ML, the full data science structure, before you proceed to the next. You master, you proceed to the next. When you want to know everything at a go, it will come crashing on you, and it will you get depressed. Even as a senior, the mid-level slash senior developer currently, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to catch up. Trust me. I'm still trying to catch up. Yeah, so how much more you can just come in? You want to know everything? No, not there's a lot to know. So just take it one step at a time. Start with data analysis, can progress to machine learning, the traditional algorithms, know how to use them, know when to apply them, know when to use regression, know when to use classification, know when to use supervised and unsupervised, so unsupervised machine learning approach. Know the algorithms to use, know the algorithms that work. You understand? Not all algorithms that you learn in the theory, it was applicable in the field. You understand? Know what works for the kind of data that you're using. Know how to know to optimize a machine learning algorithm, how to get best scores, how participate in Kaggle competitions, participate in Zindi competitions. You get even if you are not ranking, or when you participate in this competition, it helps to shaping your machine learning skills. You learn some tricks and tactics to use in order to be able to refine your model, get the best score. Get then can now progress to using deep learning to get probably image classification, probably going to NLP or going to computer vision. So, but the idea is to pick a particular part, do a project on it, probably participate in cow competition. I have to do a particular. Let's say you're talking about you're currently learning about NLP. You go and do a particular competition either in Zindi or on Kaggle that have to do with NLP. Then you can move to computer vision. We have Omdena, which is a very good platform to practice a lot of machine learning good projects. You have to get the opportunity to work with people all over the world to learn. Short, one of the secrets to my skill in LL is on Omdena. Get so Omdena is a platform that gave me that level because I had to work with senior data scientists I've been working over the years. I see their notebooks. We work together to get. So from there, I started learning some tricks in order to make my model more efficient. You get and there are some YouTube channels too that are proving very very key. I know most data scientists that I value these are coming into this space definitely know about Krishnak. Krishnak is a very good guy to go when you are coming into the data science field. It's very very good. Then when you want to cook your knowledge, you want it to done very well, you can start looking for some guys that gives their live classes online on your YouTube channel for free, like Jeremy Howard from University of San Francisco. You can check out his YouTube channel. These guys, well, I'm just telling you one of my foundations that I used when I was coming up. Jeremy Howard from University of San Francisco. I passed through his courses as is from step by step. You understand? I think mostly an hour plus each of his lectures. They are very very good resources. I also have one other guy again that I follow his channel, Roberto Calix. He got from another university in the US, Purview or something, Purview University. Can't remember again, but that's another very good resource that helped me when I was. So the idea is to be able to solidify your knowledge, is strong, have a foundation in data science. So with that foundation, you can always grow. So that's my advice for upcomers.
Thank you so much, Justice, for your time with us. And we really appreciate taking out your time and then to get interviewed by myself, Prof. St. Leon, and then the entire team of this story. So thank you so Wish you the very best in your career.
Thank you.
And thank you, Justice.